KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. Joined by Mr. David Haye. Just had the final press conference here for Chisora and Whyte. It started off so well.
It was
in a way.
I don't know, it depends which way you're looking at it. It warmed up nicely. Both fighters got their points across. A few laughs. It was nice. It was nice. I was happy with what I saw. I did see something at the face-to-face. Dylan wasn't his usual self. He was talking and turning away. He wanted to get away from it. I never saw that. I've never seen that from him before. So I know you can't really read too much into it, but the pressure might be getting to him. The pressure, I think, realizing Derek's fit for once. Maybe he was hoping or anticipating when he took this fight that it was going to be the usual Derek that turns up. The Derek that's turned up for all of his other fights. And I think he's realised, he can see the shape, he can see the form, he can feel the energy. It's different energy this time. And maybe he's thinking, as Derek said, as Dylan turned away, he went, squeaky bum time. So doesn't mean he's going to fight any worse. It just means he's aware what's coming, and he may have a couple of sleepless nights.
Are you saying that you felt Chisora was making Whyte uncomfortable in that head?
I don't know. I think Dylan seemed uncomfortable compared to what he normally did. The last time they went face to face, I didn't feel that at all. This time round, he was looking away. He just didn't seem his usual self. Maybe he just wanted to get away and get some food in him. I don't know. But in terms of face to faces, I was happy with what I saw. The fact that he's aware of what's coming means he's going to miss a bit of sleep. He's going to be a lot of nervous energy in a fight where you're going to need every ounce of energy you can. Losing a lot of nervous energy prior to the fight can only work in Derek's favour.
I just want to pick up on a couple of the comments don't worry, the PG comments-ish from Derek made in the press conference. He said he's going to have to knock Dillian Whyte out, and then he made a kind of little reference. I don't know if it was tongue-in-cheek. I don't know if he meant it.
Yeah, it wasn't tongue-in-cheek. He doesn't want the fight going to points. In his mind,
meant the part about Eddie Hearn paying the judges.
No, he doesn't pay the judges. But in his mind, there's a big multi-million-pound event, matchroom event with Andy Josh, who's a matchroom fighter. And if it goes to the distance, who does the powers that be want to win this fight? In his mind, it's Dylan. So he's like, I can't allow that to be the case. Even if it's a 2% chance that they'll sway towards him, I don't want to leave anything to the judges. And he's trained to drown Dillian Whyte. And it's a strange thing. I'm not sure how an analogy of drowning, but this fight is going to be who can hold their breath the longest, who can go under the water and not drown. It's going to be uncut. It's going to be that hell, that fire that you saw in the first 6 rounds. It's just going to continue. They're not going to stand off and box and move. It's just going to be 2 fighters locking horns and just going toe to toe. Derek's trained for that. I don't believe Dylan has trained to stand toe to toe and fight for 12 rounds. I think he's trained to be smart, keep Derek at the end of his jab. When he gets close, clinch him, punch, counter the left hook, counter the right hand, throw that cheeky little right uppercut that he's got, throw 3 punch combinations and time up. I think he's got that plan, and I don't believe Derek's going to allow him to implement his plan. I think Derek's going to force Dylan to fight Derek's fight, which is he did it first time around. He just wasn't fit enough to maintain it. He set a pace that he couldn't maintain. This time he's going to set a pace he can maintain, and the pace that it's going to be is going to be a lot faster, a lot harder, and a lot more exhilarating than the first time round. So, as I said up there, us fans are in for an absolute treat, because the first fight was amazing, and this fight's just even better. Both fighters are just better in all departments, and it's going to be, as you say, it's going to be a lot of pain in there. But one fighter's prepared for the pain, and I'm not sure what Dylan's prepared for, but I can only go by my man Derek, and he's ready for war.
Derek in that press conference was also talking about the carrot being dangled by Eddie Hearn, and this is something that
funny to be talking about carrots and donkeys and
beads,
anal beads, and all sorts of fun. It's all fun and games,
But talking about the carrot being dangled by Eddie Hearn, and you guys have kind of been reluctant to even talk about anything past this fight.
It's an irrelevant carrot. It's a carrot, but it's a carrot that means nothing if Saturday night doesn't go right. So why bother looking at it?
Yeah.
It's something that's got no connection to Saturday night. You know, if his mind goes off 1 or 2% about potentially after it, you could fall short in the short term. So he knows he lives and dies. I said to him before this whole camp started, I said, you need to attack this fight like your life depends on it. Assume the result of this fight means you either live or you die. How would you live your life? Genuinely, as harsh as it sounds, if a win means you live and a loss means you die, how would you live your life up to it? Would you live it how you've been training in the past? Was you living your life like your life depended on it? And the answer was no. This time, a lot more. You know, the stuff the way he's been pushing himself, things he's been sacrificing. You know, he's fighting like his life depends on it. And that's all you can ever ask from a fighter, is to give 100% and to push their body to the maximum and limit. Because it's not a nice thing, particularly if you're not used to it. And Derek, I'm sure he'll hate me saying this, but I feel he has been in the past, from all of his career, a comfort fighter. He'll train when he wants to train. I remember early on in the training camp, and I can't train today, my legs are killing me. Well, that's kind of the point. We really want it to hurt. Well, my arms are hurting. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you push your body. When you train 2-3 times a day, your body's zapped. That's why you need to go straight to bed and need to sleep during the day. And he got it, and he clicked into that zone, a zone he's never been in before. And as a result, his body's morphed into an athlete's body. He takes his top off tomorrow at the weigh-in. He's like, yeah, Derek Chisora, professional athlete. He's a boxer. I can see that. He looks like a boxer. In the past, when he took his top off, I remember when he first rolled into camp, and I say roll into camp, I mean literally rolled through the door. He took his top off, and I remember just going, whoa, this is insane. You know, we got like 15 kilos of body fat to exchange into lean muscle. And he's done a hell of a job, but it's taken dedication, it's taken monitoring everything he eats, everything he drinks, you know, protein shakes and early nights, and you know, all of the things that he wasn't doing in the past, he's now doing. And I'm happy that the fans will get more of what they got last time out.
Just finally, David, I suppose no surprise from Anthony Joshua's comments that he said, you know, he wants Chisora to whoop Dillian Whyte and his kind of team Chisora and all this, but I mean, this whole Finchley connection there's no surprise really, the history of Whyte and Joshua, that he's kind of backing Derek.
I understand, they're both from the same amateur club. I'm sure they've sparred many rounds in the past. You know, I know there's no love lost between Dillian and AJ, and you know, AJ's obviously a good friend, as you know, he'd rather someone who's got a good history with wins this fight, you know, and it might be an even more interesting story if Derek was to have come from behind and come from 2 fights where he was a huge underdog and pulled the upset. You know, and how would that look for, you know, an April 13th potential opponent? Depending on how this fight goes, it could look very exciting. As I said, that can't look too far into the future because he's got a massive hurdle to get over on Saturday night. Because Dillian, he looks in the form of his life. I saw him in his public workout, and he looked ripped, he looked ready, he looked sharp. You know, the only chink in his armour I saw was his nervous persona. You know, his eyes were jittering. Doesn't mean that, you know, a lot of nervous fighters are good fighters. It doesn't mean he's a bad fighter. It just means maybe there's some nervous energy being unnecessarily burnt. And when he puts his head down on that pillow at night, he's going to ask himself, can I fight a 12-round slugfest, or do I have to box? And if I have to box, what if he gets past my jab? What if he gets close to me? What if he smashes something? What if he drags me into that same fight again, but it's at a higher pace and it's for 12 rounds? Can I live in that world? And he's got to look into his soul and realise, if I've been keeping all my sparring partners at arm's length, if I've been jabbing everyone's head off, what happens when he gets up close to my chest? He's a big guy. You know, he's 113, 114 kilos of solid muscle. A lot more than he was last time. He was like 50% body fat last time he fought. This time round, he's a lot leaner, he's a lot meaner, and he's a lot fitter. Can Dillian maintain the war? Can he live through the war, 12 rounds of war? I don't think he can. I've never seen him do it before. You know, he needed breaks. He needs to walk around. He needs to stay behind his jab. But Derek at the moment is just pounding. You know, we're putting 2 sparring partners, 2 rounds in, 2 rounds out, 2 rounds in, and he's going at a pace. I don't think Dillian can do it. I don't think he can. That's why my prediction is Derek Chisora late stoppage. And if it does go to points, it's going to be a very one-sided points decision. But it's going to be exciting. If Dillian manages to last into past round 9, he would have had to have taken so much punishment, and he would have had to have dished out so much punishment to keep Derek off of him. And it's just going to be fun for the fans.
David Haye, thank you very much for your time. 2 days
My
to
pleasure.
go until
O2 Arena, Sky Box Office. You're not going to want to miss
you
this.
Want the details? They're right there next to you.
You know, what can I say? You know what's up. Everyone knows what's coming. It's going to be fireworks. It's going to be 2 evenly matched competitors going toe to toe, blow for blow.
We look forward to it. Thank you very much, Mr. Haye.